tout le monde. I can see everyone smiling because I'm speaking French. Okay, so it's great to be here. But I have a question. I want to start with a question. Did you ask yourself why you came here today? I mean, did you actually, it's a bit weird, but did you think about why you came here today? Okay, for a couple of people, they're here because they're speaking. Others are here to connect, network. But the fact remains that you're all here today because of one thing: value. It's either you're creating value, you're giving value, or you're receiving value. And I think that this is something that affects every part of our lives, if it's your personal life or your business life. In 2009, I came to Cotonou. I just lost my mom, and I just gave birth as well. So I was an orphan and a single mom. When I came to the border of Cotonou, I looked around. I was really scared because I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know who I was going to be with. I didn't have family. But I said to myself, this is a new territory, and I needed to conquer. And I needed to make, I needed to build something for myself. But it wasn't easy. That was just me talking to myself. So over time, I got a job. I started working menial jobs, do this and that, just to make enough money to feed and take care of my kid. But, as time went on, I realized that it wasn't enough. It wasn't going to do a lot for me. I had a little girl who was growing. She was eating more and more every day, so I just had to do something. And so one day I came back from work, and I sat down, I cried. I did a lot of crying back then. And so I thought to myself, I evaluated myself. When I came in, I had a lot of dreams. I wanted to do big things. But look, over the years, that's like 1-2 years, I'm still where I am, probably worse. And then I had to ask myself, what was I doing wrong? Why wasn't I getting where I wanted to? And then the question came, probably you're not giving out enough value. Because if you want to attract something better, you need to be able to offer something way better than what you have already. And so I said to myself, I needed to improve myself. I needed more value, because if I had value, people would come to me. People would request for me. And then I started. The first thing I did was to reevaluate. And then after that, I had to upgrade. I was in Benin, a foreign country. What was it about this country? French. I needed to learn their language. So I started. Now, I couldn't afford to pay to go to a French school to learn. So I learned it, the normal way, on the streets. So when I go out, everyone is, yeah, I stayed in an environment where, because here in Benin, when you speak English, everyone wants to speak English with you because they want to learn English. But I refused. And so when they say, good morning, sister, I say, bonjour, ça va? And that was how I learned. So I was speaking, and I was learning. It wasn't perfect, but, it kind of helped me skill a little bit. And then after that, I learned French. That was the first thing. And then I said to myself, what skills do I have? Okay, what skills would I be able to tell someone I could do that would give me an opportunity better than the other person? So I did all of this. I researched. I went in to build myself. And then at a point, I started to talk to people. Look, I needed another job. I needed to do something better. And then a friend of mine gave me an opportunity to, to get another job. He took my CV and submitted it somewhere in a school. So, I was excited, but I was scared. Now, I promise there's a reason why I'm telling this story, and I'm going to let you know. So, I went on, but before I went for the interview, I did a research. I needed to know the organization I was going to go to. I needed to know their strength. I needed to know what they wanted. Because if I was going to bring value to them, I needed to know what I was up against. So I needed to study to find out what was lacking, and then build myself enough to be able to provide that to them. So I learned about the school. It was a school that was using the Montessori system. And you know the system, they like to use materials, artifacts while teaching. I was applying for to be a maths teacher. So on the day of the interview, I went. And I prepared myself. I was all dressed. I didn't just wear jeans. I wore, corporate. I got the suit, nice suit, shoes, made my hair. And then I went for the interview. Now, when I got there were other people there. I wasn't the only one. But I realized that a lot of people came there and they were just there. To them, yeah, just try. But I came there with a reason. I needed to get that job. So when I came in, I came with a box. I had to get woods, little woods, and I cut it into bits because I was coming in to teach maths, and I knew that they were going to ask me to do a presentation or do something. So I came with the box, and during my interview, it was great because they asked me to teach something, just anything, and I got out the boxes and I got out the woods and I started demonstrating. Now it didn't end there. I knew that they were a Montessori school. They were using the Montessori system. And there were better ways to improve. Now that's the thing about value. It's all about improving, giving people what they don't have, what it is they have, giving them something that is better than what they currently have. So I talked to them about, fine, their system was great. They had a lot of material. But what about using computers to teach mathematics? Games, the games on the systems that you use to entice these kids, and it makes learning easier. So I didn't just show them that I was good at teaching maths, but I showed them other ways, better ways that they could start teaching mathematics. Now, other schools didn't do that. Other schools, the same, counting on the boards, and so when I gave them that option, they loved it. Cut the long story short, I got the job, okay? But now, why am I telling you this story? To provide, to get an edge of other people, you need to be able to provide, you need to be able to create a vacuum that only you can fill. So the question you should be asking yourself is, am I creating enough vacuum in my niche, in my business, in my environment? Because if you don't have a big enough vacuum, then why do we need you? Why do people need you? So that was the reason why I took all of that. I went all the way back, asked myself questions. What was I doing wrong? What did I need to do? Where do I need to go? Which is very, very important. The value, your value is measured by the vacuum that you're able to create. Take, for example, your business, for business owners over here. A lot of times we complain that we don't get clients, or we don't get as much, we're not making as much money. Sometimes I wonder, why that question? What are you doing wrong? Take out time to check what your competitors are doing. What are they doing that I'm doing? What can I do that makes my product better than what their products? Or what can I do to make me better? Because remember, when consumers are looking for, when they're looking to buy products, when they're looking to do anything, they search, okay? And you want to be amongst the options. But it's not just being amongst the options, being the best option. Now that is business. Let's talk about personal life, okay? You have a job, you're working, but you want to scale. You don't want to remain on the same level. You want to get, an increase in your salary. You want to get a promotion. What do you have to leverage on? What do you have to do? So it's a question of asking yourself, what I'm doing, where I'm at, am I creating a vacuum? If I'm asked to leave where I am today to move on, will there be anyone capable enough to replace me? Now, if you're not valuable, you're easily let go. Okay, so over time, I worked this thought. I said to myself, if I had to scale, I needed to create more value. So if I'm here today and I need to move there, I need to have enough value to carry what is in front of me. Because when I go to people and tell them, look, I can do this, I can do that, and I don't have facts to back it up, I don't have anything to prove that, yes, I can do it, then I'm just telling stories. So it's important. Probably if it doesn't matter if it's business, it doesn't matter if it's personal life, value is important. Okay, and I'm excited that, you know, there are a lot of people that have taken this opportunity to build, creating more values. You see companies today, they're selling, they're producing more products, okay, because they have understood the importance of creating values. So I want you to ask yourself this question: with what I'm doing today, with where I'm at, with where I want to go tomorrow, am I creating enough value? Am I creating a vacuum that only me can fill? If I live here today, would people miss me? Will people think about me? Will people say to themselves, oh my goodness, I wish she was here, or I wish he was here? That's a question we need to ask ourselves daily. Because if you're living a life that has no substance, if you're living a life and you're not making any impact, if you're living a life and there's nothing to show after you're gone, then it means that you just lived an empty life. So think about it. Whatever you do, wherever you go, think about creating a big enough vacuum that only you can fill. When you do that, then people will begin to listen to you. Thank you very much.